Welcome! The 8 Daily Habits for Success. Well, guys, you are all familiar with habits in any way, shape, or form. When you were a child, you have been taught that you need to brush your teeth before you go to bed, right? And that you need to go in the shower before you went to school or before you go to work. Those habits are completely normal for you now. Now think about it. When you get up out of bed really tired, 6 o'clock in the morning, the alarm clock, this annoying noise, is start pounding away and you are waking up, open up your eyes and you simply drag yourself to the bedroom. Do you actually think about brushing your teeth? No, you just do it, right? Because that habit is engraved in your system. It took 21 days for you to learn this new habit. And then after that, it became completely natural for you. So you also learn about habits that are negative for you. And let me give you some examples. For example, where something goes wrong, you say to yourself, well, maybe I'm not right for this. That's a habit that you take upon you. So every time something goes wrong, you tell yourself that you're not good enough or you cannot do it. Every time somebody is talking negative about you or you have negative people around you, you're going to attract that negativity in you. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to be afraid to be in public, for example. And this is just an example, guys. But this is a habit that is in you and the way how you think. So you have habits how you do things. For example, some people always come late. Well, being late in running a business is something that's absolutely not acceptable. You understand why, right? But some people, you might know some people in your environment, are simply always have the habit of coming late. And that is because maybe in the beginning, nobody ever told them that that is an annoying thing. So they thought that it was completely normal to come late. And then they're going to run their own business and then they are going to come late because that's what they learned. For them is normal. And then they're going to see that clients don't appreciate that. And so they give up because they think, hey, it isn't working. Another habit of thinking negatively. So that's why there are 8 daily habits for success that we live by. And we're going to engrave this in you, because we want you to use these daily habits each and every single day. And bear with me, in the beginning it might not make any sense to you, and maybe I say things in those habits that you say, hey Virgil and Marissa, all good, but I'm not going to meditate because I'm not a freaking hippie. So the only thing that we ask of you is have a little blind faith. Have blind faith in us that we have been doing this for many years and that these daily habits actually make a huge positive difference in our business and life. So have a little bit of blind faith, stick with us, and here are the 8 daily habits for success. Well, the first one obviously is meditate. Well, meditation was something that was completely alien to me. I couldn't understand, well, even while living in Ibiza, while people could even take 10 minutes of their time to sit still and do nothing. Well, the people who know me know that I'm quite energetic and I cannot sit still for more than 5 minutes and I'm gonna walk around. But the thing is that meditation calms you down. You are able to reflect on how you feel, on your thoughts, what you're about to do, to create this confidence within yourself that even if it goes wrong, it is an experience that things will go right again. So that's why meditation became one of the most strongest pillar on our daily habits. So I don't ask you now to go into 90 minutes sitting in a lotus position listening to a guy banging on a bowl. No, that's not what I ask. But what I ask is to take baby steps towards it. Again, keep it simple. So start with a 1-minute meditation. That is something that Marissa brought into our world and shared it among all our clients and everybody loves it. So basically for 1 minute, you're going to sit still and let your thoughts be your thoughts and focus on your breathing. you will be amazed what will happen over time. And before you know it, you will do it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and hey, if you want to do it 90 minutes, go ahead and try. I don't do that. I do it for 10, 15 minutes maximum, but hey, the benefits are there. So whenever you get up in the morning, start with meditation. There is a very cool tool out there which I use, that is the Headspace app, that gives you for free 10 minutes guided meditation. And there's also a payment thing to it, that you can do all types of meditation plans. But if you want to keep it simple and free, download that app and go to that 10 minutes guided meditation, and that is going to do miracles for you. So go out there and meditate. Step 1. Number 2, do the hardest task first. So, do you know the feeling that you have this to-do list? And stay with me. We're going to talk about productivity, and we're going to share with you the Get Shit Done framework, how you're going to work on a day-to-day basis in a later module. But do you know the feeling that you have this huge to-do list, right, with 20 points on it, and then you're always pushing the thing that's really shit, the one you needed the big-headed discipline for and need to get it done, you push it back and back and back, and at the end of the day you don't get it done, and you only get the things done that really doesn't matter, but just for you to fill in this time and the space for not doing that hard task. Do you recognize this? Well, you need to start with the hardest task first. Get it out of the way. Get it done. Big-headed discipline in this. Get it done. When you do so, you will always gonna end your day by doing great stuff. And again, we're gonna share with you in detail how it's done through the Get Shit Done framework. But for now, I want to have this in your daily habits, that you always start with the hardest task first. So number 3 is give yourself a tap or a pat on the back. I don't know the precise English word for it, but tap yourself on the back. It's all about self-esteem. Well, let me share this story with you. Our team of the Worker Club Ibiza and myself are still until this day working in a rehab center here in Ibiza. And there we come across a lot of people who are addicted to the most worst substances. We see them coming in and they're staying with us for 2 months, and we are taking care only of the training, but we can see from up close how the therapists, the most brilliant therapists from England and Spain, are working with these groups. And one of these things we learned from them, and that is about how to raise your self-esteem. So we know how to kill our self-esteem, and without going too deep into this process, I will share it a little bit later in the mindset section of the course. But what the idea is that when your self-esteem is low, it's because you are not treating yourself right. You don't put yourself in the center of the universe. It's not about you, and it's always about others. So whenever you feel bad, you're gonna do something to yourself. In basics, and maybe this sounds a little bit offending, but in basics, we are all addicted in a way to something. Because when we feel bad, we do a certain thing to ourselves. One is going to eat a whole jar of ice cream, which I love. The other one is going to pour themselves a bottle of wine. And another one is going to exercise until they drop to death. Another one is going to eat a lot. Another one is going to pick a fight with their spouse, partner, or child. It doesn't matter. Whenever we feel bad, we're going to do something because our self-esteem is low. So what we have learned in the years working with those brilliant therapists is that you can raise your self-esteem by doing tiny little things for yourself. We're going to call this Celebrate All Wins, and that we're going to talk about as well in later modules. But we want to zoom in on a little thing here in the daily habits, and that is tapping yourself on the back when something is right. Because you are used to always zoom in on when things are wrong. Think about this for a second. When something is going wrong, you're gonna worry about it in your sleep. You're gonna give it your utmost attention. You're gonna think about it. You're gonna react to it, and everything around and all the thing, everything that happens to you because of that negative thing. That's when you pay attention to it. Every time you have this thought that something is not going to work, then you're gonna give this thought a lot of time thinking about it, and you're going to worry about it along the way. So the whole day, probably the whole month, you're going to give this worry your utmost attention. But what you never do, or don't do a lot, is celebrate or tap yourself on the back when something is going right. Think about this simple thing, right? You are here in the shower and you stay 5 minutes longer because you can. So tap yourself on the back and say, Virgil, this is for you. So when you finish this very hard task on day one, right, on your to-do list, you get it done, tap yourself on the back, like on the shoulder, physically or in your head, I don't care, because you might be embarrassed when you're out there. But the thing is that you acknowledge something positive. I want you to acknowledge positiveness in everyday life and everyday running and starting a business. Does that make sense to you guys? Because what will happen is that your self-esteem will rise bit by bit by bit. And when your self-esteem is high, what will happen is the following thing, is that when you run into a problem or obstacle, you have a split direction. You can go left, oh, I cannot do it, or right, oh, this is an experience, I learn from it and I move on. The chances that you are going to choose positive reaction on this obstacle or problem is way higher when your self-esteem is higher. And when you are in the center of the universe. Place yourself in the center of the universe. That's what they do with all those people who are addicted to a certain substance. They're not going to talk about their problems or about their youth and all this kind of stuff, because that doesn't really help them. It's not actionable. But when you raise their self-esteem and when you raise your self-esteem, your running your business will go more smoothly. So, the number 4 on the daily success habits is exercise. Well, now hold your horses here, guys, because I understand that you're going to say now, yeah, but I don't have time, and you're going to come up with all kinds of excuses. Even if you go for a 10-minute walk, I consider that slow cardio or exercise. So that means that you move your body, and it also gives you the possibility to clear your mind a little bit. So amplify on the meditation thing that you started with earlier in that day. So don't make it complicated. Again, look at it as if it is simple. And that means don't drive to a gym, do 20 machines and do all kind of stuff. Walk around. Do some squats. Keep it simple. Do one exercise for 10 minutes. That's more than enough. What it is about is that your body gets this boost of energy to take you through the day. So, exercise is a very important thing. Well, here it is. Celebrate all wins. Mentioned before on tapping yourself on the back. You need to celebrate all wins, even the little ones. So, what I mean by the little ones is, you finished this thing, you did this, and you tap yourself on the back. Celebrate. Celebrate openly. Celebrate on Facebook. Make a Facebook post. Say, yes, I finally cracked this course. Yes, I finally made all these videos for the 6-week course. Yes, I got my first client. Celebrate. Celebrate every little step that you take that is successful. Acknowledge it. And not only that, celebrate others, their wins too, the wins of your clients. You will not believe how happy your clients will be when you openly acknowledge them on Facebook and say that you're proud of them, that they did and made this win. The relationship that you will create, the connection that you will create is huge. So, celebrate all wins. Then is turn around negative thoughts. So this is a way that we read about in the Tony Robbins books. And the Tony Robbins books are brilliant. Awakening the Giant Within, for example, is a must-read for every entrepreneur. It's really, really thick, but the knowledge that's in there will truly help you to get your mindset really, really straight. But one of the things that really, really stuck with us is how he uses a little system to change and turn around negative thoughts. So basically, how does this work? And guys, don't worry if you don't need to write this down, because everything will be written down for you in the workbook or in the PDF sheet. So don't worry, everything is there for you. I just want to give you a general idea. So when this negative thought pops up in your mind, the first thing is that you acknowledge it, right? You say, you identify, hey, this is negative thought. And then you're gonna do something crazy out of the ordinary. You're gonna scream something like, wow, beautiful roses, or blue skies, or stars coming down in multiple rainbow showers. Do something out of the ordinary. What happens there is your brain pattern disrupts. It disrupts away and you think, oh, what's the problem? But now we talk about rainbow. So for a brief second, you have this interference in your mind. And what you do then, you're basically going to take a step back and step away from the problem and look at it from a different angle or from afar. If that means that you need to go out and walk or sit on a beach or drive your car or your bicycle to just think about it, how you can change it, go and do that. And then you're going to look upon, okay, what can I do right now to change this thought? So let's say, for example, that you're in your head is popping up that you need to shoot this video and you don't know how. And you don't have money to hire somebody. That's a big negative thought, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to reflect on it and you're going to walk away. And when you interrupt that pattern, you're going to say to yourself, okay, hang on a minute. I cannot shoot it myself, but what if I go to the school nearby, the film school, and I'm going to ask these students if they want to help me out in exchange for a lunch or for cinema tickets. Just think out of the box. Just be creative there. Create your solution to things. You will be amazed how resourceful you will become when you interrupt the brain pattern, identify that you have this worry, and then step a little bit away and see what you can do about it. You need to change it around. Well, after that, ask yourself, is this worry still here? Well, if the answer is no, because you found a solution, applaud to yourself and bow and move on. Don't look back. If that's not the case, repeat the process, step away, and what can you do? If you cannot handle this problem or negativity by yourself, ask somebody. Connect with somebody and tell them, hey, this is my thing. What do you think? And a lot of people might have solutions. You might even run into a problem here within this program. So what you do, jump on the Facebook group. I'm going to ask you to be highly active. Jump on the Facebook group because it might be the case that one of the people you work with in this group had this similar problem and solved it. So you don't need to worry at all. So that's about turning negativity around. So the next thing is to create the evening before what your task will be for the next day. That is a daily habit. We're going to dive into detail in the GSD or the Get Shit Done framework how and why you do this. But it's very, very important that you know and that you are making it a habit that you're going to do this each and every day. Why is this? Because you're going to set yourself up to win. Because imagine you get out of bed now, you set your timer, you open up your to-do list and you know exactly what you need to do. You're going to take the hardest task first and you get it done. When you get it done, you tap yourself on the back and you're going to celebrate the win. You see this all coming together? So that means that creating the list before saves you time that you can spend in your business to move forward. And that means when you spend your time efficiently, and that is where we're going to talk about time management later in the modules, when you spend it efficiently, that means that you have more time to spend with your family and friends, because you don't need to work 90 hours to set up a business. Me and Marisa did. See where it led us. We broke up. We fucked it up. It's not worth it. So, get those daily habits on board. Now is an important one. Is before you fall asleep, you visualize vividly how your business is going to look in the future. We're going to talk about this concept more in depth in the success failure mechanism in the mindset part module of this course. But we want you to do this every single day. This really simple step is go down to bed and visualize how your business will be. What will happen is that your subconscious mind, which cannot make a difference between fiction and reality, is going to create it for you with the help of the 8 steps of the Ibiza Way method. So your subconscious and your conscious mind, we're going to join hands and will be aligned, and you're going to move forward. So I've been talking a lot in this module, right? and stick with me here. So the 8 steps you can find in the PDFs down in the download section, and I'm looking forward to hear your experiences with changing your daily habits for success.